Today, Helen and I sit down with Jaclyn Johnson and Marina Middleton, who are the unstoppable powerhouse duo of Create and Cultivate. Recognizing a gap for female entrepreneurs, Jaclyn pioneered Create and Cultivate in 2012, a groundbreaking platform that has since become a beacon of empowerment, boasting seven-figure profitability and eight-figure revenue with sponsors like Amazon and Microsoft. With powerhouse speakers like Kim Kardashian and Jessica Alba, Create and Cultivate has shaped the careers of countless women across industries. Then we have co owner and CEO Marina Middleton, whose journey from Egyptian immigrant to business mogul is truly inspiring. Founder of Empowered Confidence, Marina spent over 5 years helping women harness their stories to build stronger brands and bonds. Now, as CEO of Create and Cultivate, Marina continues her mission of empowering women leaders, drawing from her wealth of experience to uplift an even larger community. I loved our conversation with them today. They are in a busy season, just like Helen and I, so we were so interested to hear how they make time.
All right.
Well, I just want everyone to know that I'm a little jet lagged. I just came back from Japan. So I was like, Helen, please lead.
I'll lead.
'cause I'm not all there.
I got you.
Okay, good.
I got you. Okay, so I'm so excited to have both of you guys, Marina and Jaclyn. I'm such huge fans. Love Create and Cultivate, what you're doing there for women. Big supporter of what you guys are doing. And thank you so much for coming on the Make Time podcast with me and Emma. So we start this off just kind of, what do you think is the most important thing that you make time for and why?
Jaclyn, you want to go?
No, you go first because I know what yours is.
Okay, so I think the most important thing for me is making time for, nurturing like my child, my son, my 8-year-old. That to me, if I can be fully present for him, I'm able to show up 110% for Create and Cultivate and for everything else that I do in my professional life, for sure.
I would also say I make time for my 4-year-old dog, Winnie. She's my number one priority in my life. No, but yeah, I would say honestly though, for me, I think like the thing in my life I'm making the most time for right now is like working out, like which Marina can attest to. Like I'm pretty like, for so many years I didn't have time. I was so busy. I was running around. I was like running companies, like doing all these things. And like my health just was out, like, played second fiddle to all of that. So I think, now I like really look forward to my daily workouts. It's like a huge part of my life. I feel weird if I don't do it. So I've been making more time for that.
Would you say that you're working out 7 days a week, 6 days? Like, how do you schedule it in?
I do every day. And basically I mix it up though. So like I'll do, like I did hot yoga this morning. I'll do Pilates tomorrow. I'll do like Peloton. I'll go for a hike. Like I always kind of mix it up, but I pretty much do it every single day.
Or the night before, no matter how busy the day is, no matter how much wine we've had, like no matter what, Jaclyn is waking up in the morning and working out. It is something that I've never seen anybody do at this level or this extreme. Like it's wild.
No, you're eating with that amount of wine is what you mean to say.
Let me just tell you that working out is so beneficial for your brain health.
Yeah, good. Well, hopefully, I'm like trying to keep sharp.
I say it's a non-negotiable. I'm the same way, Jaclyn. I have to, thank you. I'm either every day or I'm like no days. It's a non-negotiable for me. Every single day I have to get up and do something, whether it's Pilates, same thing, get on the Peloton, go outside for a walk, just do something. It's so important. And I've been in this very kind of like 10 times mindset thing lately. And I've been making myself wake up at 5 a.m. anymore. I'm sure it'll be short-lived.
What's a 10 times, what's a 10 times mindset?
Just
is this
like
something new?
if you're gonna go for it, you just do the things that you normally wouldn't do to get the things done that you want to do. That's kind of what
there's a book. This is a book, right?
Several people. Yeah.
And the whole concept, I think, too, is if like you 10 times it, if you hit lower, you're already higher than what like your benchmark is, and so you're already benefiting your life in all aspects. I love that.
So we love to give our listeners, like, if you can give the women listening 3 actionable tips on how you can, spend more time with your family or make more time to work out. Like, if you can give some tips for the people listening, we'd love that.
Yeah, I can go first. I would say just schedule it in. Like, just do it. I think putting it in your calendar, like I will literally put like showering in my calendar, like lunch in my calendar, like things like that. So it's like just blocking off the time in general. Two is that understand that the world will not end if you work out. Like, I think I had this mentality, like there's no way I can go work out because then this isn't going to get done, or that person's going to mess this up, and and like whatever. And it just like, I would talk myself out of it. Like, nothing bad's going to happen. Like, everyone's going to still get fed, and the deals are still going to get done. Like, you'll be fine. And then lastly, I think it's like, make it part of your social calendar. I think like I work out with friends a lot, like go on a hike or whatever. Like, I feel like sometimes you feel like you're giving up one or the other, but I think you can absolutely like go do yoga, go do Pilates, go get a coffee after, like make it a social moment as well. And it'll kind of like kill two birds with one stone, which is like such a sad saying as I said it out loud. I was like, was that what it is? So dark. Oh, no.
It's also just so crazy, like how busy we are that we have to schedule showers and workouts and all that stuff in. Like, I've never been this busy in my life, and that is what I have to do as well. And that's such a common theme, that women that are so busy in this world, the only way to do it all is by scheduling in every single thing. Like, we have to schedule in having fun.
Yeah, totally.
There's no spontaneity anymore. It's just, we got to schedule that in to make sure we have some fun.
I love the dump that happens when you're able to, grab a girlfriend, go for a hike and talk, and just, I think it's so imperative for your like mindset to just make that time and for connection with somebody. And it's really killing two birds with one stone. I completely agree. I love it.
Yeah, for me, and I really believe in like seasons. So there's seasons where I'm way busier than normal. And right now I'm in a very, very, very busy season. And so back to kind of piggyback what Jaclyn's saying, like not just scheduling time for working out, but for me, I schedule my morning as like, okay, yes, I'll work out in the morning. And then I'm like getting school stuff ready and I'm doing drop off, and then I'm scheduling 3:00 as pickup time. And then it's 6:00 is, baseball or football or soccer, like all the things that Sebastian has. And so all of those things get really scheduled out. And one of the biggest tips is just creating those boundaries and non-negotiables, because the calls will try to be scheduled during those times, and the trips are going to try to like happen during those times. And I remember in corporate, for Sebastian's first birthday, it was this like societal, I don't know, it was just this stigma around being a mom in corporate and having a male manager. I remember being like, oh, I have this work trip coming up, and the last day ends on Sebastian's birthday, his first birthday. I was like, I need to go home. And there was so much shame. Like, he didn't say no, but he definitely didn't say yes, to the point where I actually didn't end up flying home that day. I flew home the next day. And to this day, now this is like 8 years later, and I'm so upset about it because I'm like, I didn't instill those boundaries. And again, to Jaclyn's point, like the deals would have gotten done, the business would have still ran, but to me, I felt really crippled. And so my biggest advice, like rather than just 3, but like create your boundaries and really stick to them, because again, you'll be able to show up 10x for your professional life in all aspects if you do that.
Yeah, I think I have been in the same situation, with my daughter and just being out at trade shows or wherever, and just having this pull, especially when you're in leadership. You feel like you have to be there for your team, but there's nothing more important than being there for your children. And if you empower the team enough, they can probably handle it. That's something that I've really learned in business, and just give people, like, let people show up for you. I think it's so important. And tell us a little bit. I mean, I know everyone's really excited to hear about what's going on at Create and Cultivate. Like, what do you guys have coming up?
Yeah, so we have a huge year ahead of us. We're really excited. We kind of spent the first of the year like building out what we want the new Create and Cultivate to look like, and really fell on this concept of from launch to legacy. So being with a woman from launching your business to selling your business to building out your philanthropic plan, whatever it might be. And so we're building experiences, content, and community around those pillars. First and foremost, we have our 7-figure founder retreat we'll be doing in Napa this summer. We're actually heading next week to Nashville for the Blueprint, which is our 6-month mastermind, online and offline. We'll be doing a bigger event in New York at the end of the year, which we're really excited about. All leading up to next summer, our festival for entrepreneurial women, what we're calling Coachella for Career Women. It's going to be a 2-day event, thousands of women, musical performances, panels, workshops, cocktail hours, all sorts of things, and really coming back with a big bang. Everything you know and love about a Create and Cultivate. So that's been the focus. We also just relaunched our podcast, Work Party. Now it's me and Marina, love a co-host. I'm sure you guys do too. So, had launched that podcast in 2017, like really early days, interviewed over, I want to say like 500 female entrepreneurs. We'll continue to do that, but now we're kind of doing more of a hot take on business, life, entrepreneurship, all the good things.
That's incredible. That's a lot.
Cool.
Can I just ask a question going back to make time, because that is a lot. What boundaries do you set for yourself? Like, what is your workday? When does it start and does it finish? Or are you going, checking your phone at night? Like, when do you stop? What boundaries have you set for yourself?
You can go, Marina.
Yeah, I mean, so I'm on the East Coast, so I live in Boston, and obviously Jaclyn's in LA. And so we're in a very busy season right now. And I think sometimes when people talk about that, they're feeling really burnt out or really tired or really stressed. And we're not feeling any of that. And I think also it's because we're really excited around the work that we're doing. And this is something new. And like, so I would say it doesn't end, but we don't feel stressed or overwhelmed. We're just like, okay, like this is what we're doing. And these are all the things. We're also building an unbelievable team and leaning into, what you were saying earlier of just like putting people in place to be able to like take that path and run with it and be able to trust them. And so that's what we're doing. So the work definitely doesn't end. It is a lot, but it's a combination of scheduling things out, creating boundaries. Like Jaclyn and I will talk from the second we wake up until we go to sleep. And then there's other times where we're like, we need a minute. Like like you go do your thing. And then if I don't talk to her for like 5 hours, I'm like, are you alive? Are you okay? What's happening? So it's really, really fun right now. And we're in a, just like a busy, fun season, but busy doesn't always have to mean like stressed or overwhelmed or burnt out.
And I feel like that's the dream. Like, if that's what one thing I could give to my daughters, I want them to be able to pursue something that like makes them happy, that they want to show up for, that they want to get out of bed. And that's sort of, I feel for myself with Make Time and the work that we're doing and the advocacy and all of this is just like exciting and so busy and so scheduled, but it's an exciting time right now and just makes me want to get up out of bed.
Yeah, Emma's my 5 a.m. Like we start at 5 a.m. texting each other, and she's had jet lag, so I'm like, hello. Come on, we got to pump you full of coffee and get you going here. We need to get back on track. So today's like our full day of just kind of getting it in and making it happen. So I think, we always love to ask this question. What are you guys not making time for that you're going to commit to making time for today?
I mean, I'll go. I think for me, just staying consistent with my workouts because of how busy the season is that I'm in, and I don't feel shame around working out. I don't feel bad working out, but I'm like, ooh, I'm just like, I would rather work. Like I would rather, do all things Create and Cultivate than like go to the gym. And so lately I've been taking my computer and going to the gym, but then working and not actually working out. And so that's what I am going to commit to make more time for.
I love that. I feel like for me, I've been pretty good about making time for stuff. Like I think I'm in this like season of life where I'm just like, okay, I have to make time for dating. I have to make time for cooking. I have to make time for my dog. I have to make time for whatever. I would say the one thing I want to make more time for is like spending more time up in Northern California. I have like a house up there. And I feel like when I get to LA, I get sucked into LA and I'm like, and then I just have to be here because there's events and meetings and people and all these things. And then it's like, oh wait, no, I want to go up to like my house and garden and chill. So I'm trying to be better about like keeping that balance going.
That's great. Emma loves to garden. That's one of her things that she makes time for. And we're like, we're so in this kind of same, like the Make Time's in its infancy, this podcast in its infancy. And we're just going all the time. But I always say like your purpose finds you. right? And so we're so filled with purpose, and there's so much joy in this and what we're doing. And so I'm really so excited. We're so excited to have you guys on today. We're so thrilled to see what Create and Cultivate is going to bring. We definitely want to make time with you at Create and Cultivate. I think would be amazing. And so tell us, like, how can people find you? Where can they come see what you guys are doing?
Yeah, so we are all over Instagram. So Create Cultivate on Instagram, and then createcultivate.com. This is where you'll find everything from our retreats to our festival, to the newsletter, to the podcast content, all the things will live on that website. And we hope to see some amazing women in Napa for the 7-Figure Founder Retreat, and then in New York for our event in October.
Also, you can check out our podcast Work Party on where all podcasts are found, Spotify, etc. I'm at Jaclyn R. Johnson on Instagram, and Marina
Marina A. Middleton.
Terrific. You guys, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks for joining us today. We hope that listening to our podcast has empowered you to make more time for yourself. So please remember to subscribe and share with a friend who could also use a healthy reminder on the importance of making time.
Make sure to tune in, as we will continue to have incredible guests that will share their make time tips on our upcoming episodes. Come say hi to us over on @MakeTimePod on social media, or visit us at maketimewellness.com.
Until next time, make time.